New jeans are starting to look really pathetic. What made me absolutely sick was that they had the audacity to do that live stream, and then Hanny just goes and lies about mistreatment, all to make Min Hee-jun look like some kind of savior. Hey everyone, sorry I've been MIA for a while, life got super hectic as usual. This video might cost me some subscribers, but honestly, I can't keep this bottled up anymore. This year has been so frustrating, and what better place to let it all out than here on good old YouTube. So to all the old faces and new ones, hello again, and I hope you don't think this channel is totally trash, and maybe consider subscribing if you're down for some raw, unfiltered, and brutally honest opinions. You better believe I'm back to share more thoughts in this crazy year. I might not always nail my points, so if you need any clarity, just drop a question in the comments. Now let's dive in, and if you want to come at me for these opinions, you're just a sad fecking snowflake. New jeans are starting to look really pathetic. What made me absolutely sick was that they had the audacity to do that live stream, and then Hanny just goes and lies about mistreatment, all to make Min Hee-jun look like some kind of savior. It's disgusting. Belift Lab released a statement, which you've all seen by now, showing that Elite's manager never told Hanny to ignore her, which happened back in the 27th of May, according to Belift Lab, and apparently Elite members always greeted New Jeans properly with 90-degree bows, caught on the CCTV footage, but no footage of the manager telling the Elite memebers to ignore Hanny. So if that's true, then Hanny's nothing but a liar. Then Min Hee-jun comes out claiming there's additional footage. Give me a break. We all know CCTV footage gets erased after 30 days, so if Min Hee-jun and her team had footage showing the manager telling Elite members to ignore Hanny, why didn't they save it? If you've got evidence, back it up. Simple. Also, their CCTV doesn't record audio, so how do they even know what was said? Even if they had that footage, it wouldn't even prove bullying or mistreatment. It just makes New Jeans and Min Hee-jun and her team look like a bunch of clowns trying to push some weak evidence. Like, how is that supposed to hold up? This whole situation feels desperate. And let me tell you, after reading Belift's statement, I noticed some glaring holes in it, but I'll get into that in the next part. We don't have any solid proof beyond Belift's statement, but considering New Jeans' behavior in this whole drama, their connection to Min Hee-jun, and how Hanny acted like a victim, I wouldn't put anything past them. Sure, Hybe as a whole is shady, but New Jeans are starting to look just as bad. They're old enough to know better, but they chose the wrong side anyway, and there's just no excusing that. What blows my mind is that they, along with their parents, haven't presented any solid evidence of this so-called mistreatment. Hanny being called into an assembly to cry about workplace bullying, that right there is why South Korea is a joke. They focus on the most meaningless things while ignoring real issues. Where's this energy for actual idols facing abuse or women getting SO'd? Or how about Taeil's crime? Where's the outrage over that? Why isn't anyone holding Min Hee-jun accountable for her own nasty behavior, her bullying, or those sketchy essay allegations? But nope. Let's focus on some spoiled idol with nothing but words and no receipts to back it up. Imagine wanting to feel so important that you drag yourself into this mess, burning bridges left and right just to defend a narcissist. New Jeans, where was this fight in you before? It only comes out when Min Hee-jun is in hot water. It's giving fake and desperate vibes. They should have just kept quiet, but no, they had to insert themselves. And now they're paying for it with their reputation. Don't get me started on their parents either. These parents brush off Belift's statement like it's a lie, but haven't brought one shred of proof to the table. How are they planning to prove their daughter's innocence if this ever went to court? Did they seriously think we'd take their word as gospel without evidence? Honestly, New Jeans are ruining themselves. They've got no one to blame but themselves, and it's sad to watch them fall apart like this. If they don't get their act together, they'll be remembered for their mess, not their music. Belief's statement honestly gave me a massive headache. They responded to an October 7th article about plagiarism and personnel issues with New Jeans, claiming that the Elite protocol manager never told anyone to ignore Hanny. They even said that the Elite members always greeted New Jeans with respect, and that they have CCTV footage to back it up. Back it up, these nuts. First of all, the whole focus on CCTV footage is a massive red flag. Sure, it shows what people are doing, but without audio, we're missing all the important details such as the tone and actual words. If the problem was about verbal disrespect or someone getting iced out, just showing a video doesn't make any sense. The incident they're talking about happened on May 27th, and they reviewed the footage on August 14th. Honestly, relying on that is just sketchy as hell. Also, the CCTV footage is useless if there's no audio, making both Min Hee-jin and Belift Lab look like clowns. Min Hee-jin claims there's extra footage of the incident, but Belift just brushes her off, saying it's unavailable due to a 30-day retention period. That's suspicious. No third-party verification means it was all done internally. If they wanted to seem credible, they should have gotten an independent review and mentioned it in their statement instead of making it look like they're hiding something. And here what's baffling. If this incident happened when Min Hee-jin was CEO, why didn't her team save the footage as evidence? And since the footage is silent, how do they even know what was said? Are they telepathic? Relying on visuals alone is ridiculous and raises more questions than it answers. Regardless of whether the footage exists, it still doesn't prove anything about workplace bullying or mistreatment. Min Hee-jin's claims and New Jeans' experiences still need proof, and right now it's just a he said she said circus. Also, they barely address the plagiarism accusations and offer zero details. The Ilgan Sports article dropped on October 7th, and they're still fumbling around without any clarification, leaving everyone in the dark. And let's talk about the weird timing. Why wait until October 7th to make a statement if they looked at the footage back in August? That delay reeks of either incompetence or a deliberate cover-up. Don't even get me started on the legal threats they threw around. It feels like a cheap tactic to silence critics instead of tackling the real issues. It's like they're waving a big red flag saying, "We're guilty," instead of addressing the drama. Also, the mention of the National Assembly is vague and feels like a weak deflection from the real issues. By bringing it up without any context, it hints at conspiracy theories and outside agendas without giving us any proof. They hint even at ulterior motives behind the claims but don't bother to clarify. This vague shot lacks any solid evidence and feels like a weak attempt to divert attention from the real issues. Boy, Belift really dropped the ball with the statement. If they wanted to clear things up, they should have come clean from the get-go instead of playing these lame games. South Korea is seriously a messed up country, and I can't be the only one who sees it. Someone explained to me why Taeil's crimes barely made waves in the media when it's a serious issue. Yet they were all over Suga like he committed a crime just for existing. Is the media that desperate to humble Suga because he's a BTS member? Let's be real, Taeil should be getting dragged through the mud every day for the disgusting stuff he did, and he should be serving a way longer sentence. It's like people over there are too comfortable brushing off the essay of women. The silence is deafening, and it's not even surprising when you think about how the Burning Sun scandal went down. All those criminals barely got punished, while the victims are left dealing with the trauma forever. Absolutely atrocious. Everyone gets riled up when it's Suga doing something minor, but when it's Taeil doing something actually horrible, people act like it's not a big deal. What's even more messed up is that these same netizens seem to have their priorities completely out of whack. Why aren't they putting that energy towards something that matters, like real crimes and holding the right people accountable? Instead, they're getting upset over nothing while the real issues get ignored. It's honestly a joke at this point, and they need to wake up and focus on what actually matters. Bunny's gotta be the dumbest fourth-gen fandom, and I don't say that lightly. They haven't been around that long, but somehow they're already as annoying as Solo stands for Blackpink. This fandom is way too comfortable believing in fairy tales and worshipping Min Hee-jin like she's their queen. It's honestly wild. It's like they've got this weird fetish for grown women acting like toddlers, especially with how hard they defend those cringe cookie lyrics and Min Hee-jin herself. They even baby New Jeans and Hee-jin when they're clearly in the wrong. I get it, New Jeans are both victims and villains in this mess, but the way bunnies defend Min Hee-jin, that's a whole new level of stupidity. the woman is clearly dragging New Jeans down with her. And y'all are cool with that? You're seriously okay with watching these girls throw their careers away for some sketchy, washed-up old hag? What's wrong with you? Instead of standing up and demanding that New Jeans stay out of the drama and focus on their careers, bunnies are out here making excuses and defending the absolute worst behavior. It's embarrassing. The only bunnies with any sense are the ones who've either dipped from the fandom entirely or are speaking out, wanting this drama to end and for New Jeans to break free from Min Hee-jin. They're the ones who actually care about New Jeans and want them to get some real help before their careers are ruined. But the majority of this fandom? Nah. They're way too eager to sit back and watch their faves self-destruct. Every day I see the dumbest arguments from bunnies trying to justify that live video or acting like Min Hee-jin's some misunderstood genius. But when you ask for proof or actual facts of New Jeans' mistreatment and Min Hee-jin's innocent, they can't provide anything. It's always belief in rumors and speculations as facts. Same energy as kooky lit. And don't even get me started on the New Jeans should leave hype crowd. Where exactly are they supposed to go? Min Hee-jin? You think she's gonna cough up all that money to start her own agency just for New Jeans? Be real. She's fighting to get back as CEO because she needs Hybe's money. That's the only thing she cares about. And remember, she was offered the chance to just be a producer for New Jeans and turned it down. All because she couldn't care less about the group. It's always been about her. She's manipulating y'all and you're just letting it happen because you refuse to think critically about anything. You believe her just because she's a woman and you want to feel like a feminist. But real talk, she contradicts herself all the time. It's not even hard to pick apart her statements. Just look at all the K-tubers, except Kookylit, of course, who've dragged her. They've done their research. They know what's up. But bunnies, y'all are out here just vibing with whatever nonsense Min Hee-jin feeds you. At the end of the day, it's clear you don't really care about New Jeans. You care more about feeling superior and defending garbage takes than actually protecting the group you claim to love. And oh, one last thing. No one is defending a billionaire company, you fools. We refuse to defend that psychopath you all love so much. And it doesn't take a Hybe lover to call out Min Hee-jin, and this is one of the rare cases where the company is in the right and can provide proof. Whereas Min Hee-jin and New Jeans, all they have is crocodile tears. New Jeans' parents seriously need to get fined. Like, they are part of the reason why some people just shouldn't be allowed to have kids. They're bottom-tier trash for pushing their daughters into company business just to side with Min Hee-jin. I wouldn't even be surprised if they were the ones encouraging their kids to do that live stream and demand that Min Hee-jin come back as CEO. And who knows, maybe they even encouraged their daughters to act entitled, thinking they could get their way. Obviously, this is all speculation, but based on how they've acted so far in the Hybe versus Min Hee-jin drama, I wouldn't put it past them. It's clear that their daughters are just as foolish as they are. What annoys me the most is how these parents act all high and mighty in this whole situation. They literally sold their kids into this industry, hoping for fame, but didn't complain about a thing until Min Hee-jin found herself in hot water. Like, where was all this outrage before? It wasn't an issue until now. I honestly hope Hybe comes for them hard. They better be ready to back up their nonsense because, just like Min Hee-jin, they seem like full-time narcissists. And let's not forget about the fans, bunnies, trying to defend Min Hee-jin's behavior by dragging the parents into the conversation like they have any moral ground to stand on. And here's the thing, these parents don't have a right to accuse the company of anything. It's their job to protect their daughters, not the company's job to raise their kids for them. Maybe if they were so concerned, they should have thought twice before throwing their kids into an industry that eats people alive. Where are the morals? Where were the parents when New Jeans made a complete fool out of themselves during that live stream? They should have been there. At the end of the day, a contract is a contract. I hope they get what's coming to them because they're just as bad as Min Hee-jin, and they deserve the consequences. New Jeans is way too dependent on Min Hee-jin. People love to hype Min Hee-jin up for shaping their image and sound, but honestly, she doesn't deserve all that praise. It's like New Jeans is riding off her reputation more than their own talent. The focus is always on her and not on themselves, which makes me wonder, if Min Hee-jin disappears forever and they have to work with another producer, will they behave themselves? Something is disturbing about them acting like they are pathetic without their so-called mother right now. They seriously need to get their act together. act professionally, and work with the company. The world doesn't revolve around them, and they can't expect to always get their way. Stuff happens in companies that no one can control, and it's not their job to fix it. If Min Hee-jin left, New Jeans would still be fine as long as Adore sticks to their concept. They need to stop whining about things they have no control over because honestly it's making them look bad. If they want to grow, they need to toughen up and stop getting babied. No more pandering to them like they're fragile. It's time to show some maturity. This industry is tough, and if they don't adapt, they're not going to make it. Not every idol is a hard worker. And honestly, this whole narrative that they're all grinding nonstop is just plain false. Some idols are out here coasting on their popularity, doing the bare minimum, while others are actually busting their butts. But for some reason, fans love to play the overworked and exhausted card for everyone like they're all in the same boat. I mean, come on, not every idol is pulling 20-hour practice days. Some are just chilling and soaking up the fame while they can. You can tell who really cares and who's just there for the perks. It's wild how fans act like they know everything about their faves' work ethic when half the time it's just about how well they can market themselves. So yeah, let's be real, not every idol is grinding it out. Some are just happy to ride the wave while it lasts. Honestly, way too many K-pop songs these days are skipping out on a proper bridge, and it's getting ridiculous. Like, they just rush to get back to the final chorus, and we're left with no build-up, no transition, nothing. A strong bridge can take a song from good to amazing, but for some reason, they're just tossing that aside. It's like they're afraid to slow down for even a second or let the song breathe. Without a bridge, a lot of these songs just feel incomplete, like they're missing that final puzzle piece. And for real, it's disappointing because a well-crafted bridge can add so much depth and emotion to a song. But nah, let's just jump straight to the chorus again and again like we're on repeat. It's lazy and takes away from what could be a much better listening experience. Choruses in K-pop these days are seriously losing their impact, and it's becoming way too obvious. A lot of them just feel repetitive, like there's no real energy or excitement behind them anymore. You hear the chorus once, and it's like, okay, that's it. There's no punch or standout moment that makes you want to replay the song on loop. Back in the day, K-pop choruses used to hit hard. They'd stick in your head for hours, maybe even days. Now, it's either some super safe, generic melody or just plain boring. It's like producers are scared to take any risks, and instead, we're stuck with these watered-down hooks that don't leave a lasting impression at all. A good chorus should elevate a song, not make you question if it's worth finishing. Where's the fire? Where's the hype? Choruses used to be the best part of K-pop songs, but lately they're more of a letdown than anything else. I miss when they really knew how to deliver that knockout punch. Pow! Most idols can actually dance, they're just really good at following well-choreographed routines. It's wild how many of them look like they're just hitting marks instead of actually flowing with the music. Raw dancing talent is like a rare gem in K-pop. Most of these idols are trained to perform these slick moves that make them look great on stage, but if you strip away the choreography, what are you really left with? Sure, they can memorize steps and hit those beats, but that doesn't mean they're natural dancers. It's like watching a perfectly polished performance that lacks that genuine spark. It's frustrating because true dance talent is hard to find in this industry, but the focus is always on the flash and not the actual skill. So while we're out here watching these well-oiled machines move around, let's not forget there's a difference between being a great performer and a great dancer. Alright punks, guys, just to remind you, these are my opinions, not facts, so chill out and don't take everything so seriously. I always love hearing your thoughts, so hit me up in the comments below. If you like this video, smash that like button, subscribe, and don't forget to ring that notification bell to keep up with all the chaos I'm bringing Rosieries. I'll catch you all next time, and until then, bye 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 bye.